Welcome to Let's Play Darkwind. I'm Fifth, and I'm running through a muscle scout out of the Somerset region against Northern Mutant Alliance in the map Under a Bloody Red Sky. Hope you enjoy! First thing I'm doing is repositioning my contributions and getting their crew assigned to weapons. My cars are Kestrel, a vampire with a medium machine gun and a couple rockets, and Rattlesnake, a phoenix with a heavy machine gun and a light rocket. Kestrel's faster, Rattlesnake is tougher and hits harder. I've got some teammates with me, Renshai and White Hands, and they have muscles too. Renshai has a couple of Buccaneers. These are heavy, expensive, mid-range muscles, fairly expensive, but with good weapon space. And White Hands has a Phoenix, fairly common, low-cost car. Very easy to scavenge one of these in the wilderness. But though it's kind of a starter car, most of my garage's Phoenixes just because they're fun, they're reliable, and they kill stuff dead. Alright. Everybody's deployed. Let's look where the enemy is. It's behind us. Northern Mutant Alliance. Let's see. A Rattletrap. That's a subcompact with a machine gun. A Chipper. That's a Phoenix with twin Gatling guns. Oh dear. Crescendo. That's a Symphony with rockets. Eliminator. A Voyager with machine guns. Chaser. Phoenix. And a Scorpion, a Sunrise with a pair of rocket launchers. So we're going to run a bit, figuring out what the plan is. I'm angling mine along this road, this darker stretch of sand in the middle. I can set my throttle to 80. I typically run with my manage screen open so I can keep an eye on ammo load and armor. Alright, let's go. Darkwind is, as you may have seen in other YouTube videos, a turn-based game, which is actually rather nice. Gives you a little bit of time to think rather than relying on reflexes. Everybody issues their orders, declares their readiness, and then the game processes everybody's turns happening simultaneously. There we go. Everybody's ready. I'm probably going to be the last to be ready for every turn because I have two cars and I'm also talking while I'm playing, which is not exactly good for my concentration. Normally I run 2 or even 3 cars in a game, and keep an eye on everybody else as well. I'm a little compulsive about that. I have to make sure everybody scouting with me gets home safe too. Okay, Renshai just declared his plan is to run into, I think, yeah, I think this hole here, and draw the chasers into a trap that way. Okay, I thought they were talking about this hole. A bit of a communication error. That happens. Especially when I'm involved. There is a Ventrilo server, but not a lot of people use it. The game base tends to be older, with kids in the background. I just don't like voice chat. So, I mean, I text. There we go. And this is why people drive muscles, because they go fast and kill things. Well, a muscle can't carry near the firepower that a sedan can. I'll highlight the difference more when we close into combat. Oh, okay, so Renshai's gonna try and draw them into this hole, this big sand pit. So I'm going to run along the rim and hope not to hit anything. Yeah. As I said, muscles are very fast and maneuverable cars, especially when you upgrade them with a higher-end engine. Kestrel here has a 3.2-liter V8. This is smaller than the 4-liter it can mount, but it's about the same in power. So less weight, more room for weaponry. It's a very, very good muscle engine. Expensive as hell. Now we're just sort of waiting to see how the AI, Northern Mutant Alliance, comes in and attacks us. This'll be interesting. Okay. Mine are running a little closer in formation than they really should be. Let's see. Rattlesnake is going significantly slower. Over a few turns, I think Kestrel's going to pull ahead nicely. And then the distance will even out. Okay. Well, two of them are getting kind of lost. That's good, they're getting slowed down by the terrain. The Scorpion is slowest. It's got the smallest engine out of all of these. It's a 2-liter in a chassis that really should mount a 4-liter. But on the other hand, it carries a pair of rocket launchers. Scorpions are slow, pudgy, ugly, but deadly. Generally, if you see scorpions, you want to kill them immediately. Just not head on. Hit them from the flank or the rear. Okay, I'm gonna circle to this, to the left. This is fairly typical for early in scouts, whether or not they're muscle-only scouts. Typically you're outnumbered by the AI, and usually there's a period of running beforehand to get the AI nicely strung out and broken up by terrain, so you're not dealing with all of them at once. See, the chipper's going straight for Renshai's cars. The chaser seems to be following me or White Hand's car. Not that that really matters. Scorpion's not quite sure who it's chasing. This isn't exactly an ideal muscle battlefield. It's nice and sandy and open. It's certainly better than the urban map of Once Upon a Town. But there's better muscle maps, like Northern Farmland, which is nice and open, or at least has open spots. These maps are big, and there's multiple spawn points on each. You can start in a lot of different places. And so can your enemy. Alright, about 18 turns in and my cars are already at their full speed. Each turn represents about 1 second of game time. Oof. Kestrel took, let's see, took a point of armor damage from the terrain. I'm gonna bring it down bring my speed down so it doesn't fall. On the throttle, the red line is the speed I'm going. The gold line is the speed I want to be going. It's a useful little control mechanic there. Kestrel's driver had a bit of a fail here. Let's see how the ghosts. Okay, I'm gonna handbrake Rattlesnake so it doesn't. Oop. Oh, Renshai's fighting the chipper. Looks like he ambushed it, coming off the top, and the rest are following us. Okay, I've lost all my speed, so I'm going to turn around and engage the Scorpion. while it's up here, and while I've got the terrain advantage. Alright. Right click, target, target. You have to target everything, and it's good to target well in advance. So your gunner has a nice long time to build up. A sustained target bonus helps with accuracy. Especially with mine, because my gunners are newbies. Kestrel's gunner is normally on ballistic weapons, mortars, grenade launchers, and Rattlesnake's gunner is just a newbie. I'm training him to heavy machine guns so he can operate cannons later. And yes, there are cannons. At some point I need to do a let's play with my cannon-toting sedan Banshee, which is a real joy to drive. Okay, Scorpion's turning away from me, so I'm gonna hit him in the flank. Rattlesnake didn't quite make the turn and is falling into this pit, but it should be able to get out. I hope. Okay, I'm switching my targets because the rattle trap is coming for me. It is, let's be honest, it's a tin can with a pop gun. Gatling guns can be very dangerous. In pairs, singly, they're pretty wimpy. On the other hand, Kestrel, like all muzzles, has fairly light armor. So it's good to kill it fast. Okay, good. White Hands has come around and is on the rattle trap. So I'm gonna break off and get back on the Scorpion. Okay, White Hands is on the Scorpion, so I'll go back to the rattle. This is why communication's important. Otherwise you get everybody on one enemy and... Okay, I'm going to slow down to about, keep my current speed of 44 miles an hour, so I don't pass the rattle trap too quickly. Okay, now I get to start firing. I might not have an angle on him next turn. Kestrel's medium machine gun has an arc of about 45 degrees to either side. Okay, there's two sedans coming in behind, but they're a distant threat at best. Okay, I'm gonna handbrake Kestrel to... Let's inspect. Inspect window, you get to see an enemy car's armor status, which helps pick an angle of attack. See, it's passed out of my... barely out of my fire arc from my medium machine gun. It's running right here behind it. But I've got my handbrake off so I can keep going. Rattle seems to be going for my Rattlesnake here. I'm gonna have that target the rattle trap. Okay. That's... well, that's one down that Renshai's taken out. Let's take a look. Ooh, he's stripped its armor off its left side and its rear, and he's inflicted a lot of damage on its crew. So he's got another chaser to deal with. I'm fairly confident he'll get that because he's a experienced player and I've fought alongside him many times. Okay, I've used Kestrel's Handbrake again to narrow my... Nope. Yeah. Kestrel's driver is not doing well. I've had him for a while. He might be aging too much to be a really good driver anymore. Where's Rattletrap going? Rattletrap... Okay, Rattletrap is aiming straight for Renshai. I think, unless it turns. Which makes it possibly an easy target, or possibly Renshai's problem. Lord knows he's got the firepower to deal with that tin can. And there's an Eliminator coming in on Rattle, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Muscle Scouts are like this. They get big and complicated. Or at least larger Muscle Scouts can be. Smaller ones, if you've got 2 or 3 or 4 on a side, are quick and vicious. Alright, Rattle seems to be turning back for me, but if I slow down so I don't accelerate past him, I'm right in the middle of his turning arc, so I've got him right where I want him. Hopefully we won't collide. This ghost is a projection of where he is if he does not move his steering wheel. Where his wheels were positioned for last turn's turning is where they'll be for this ghost. That's not necessarily a guarantee of where he'll be. You really have to think and anticipate the AI. The Eliminator is having a lot of trouble on this slope. Rattlesnake's got it locked up with his machine gun. Let's see how this goes. Oop. Rattlesnake is slipping around on the slope too. Yeah, this is dogfighting. Very often you spend a lot of time maneuvering for a shot. And once someone gets a firing angle that sticks, well, they don't let go. At least, you hope your driver doesn't let go. Okay, let's get speed up again. Okay, keep going. I'm stripping a lot of armor off its rear. This heavy machine gun has great damage for a weapon its size, but its recoil can be pretty bad. I would not mount a heavy machine gun on something the size of Kestrel, for example, which is a lot lighter. The recoil would just be too bad. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to hold the medium machine gun firing. So if Rattlesnake gets a angle on Eliminator, it won't fire. This way it can actually get up the slope without being pushed down by the recoil. Okay, Kestrel's gonna slow again. Okay, he seems to be wanting to make some head-to-head passes, and what the hell was that bang? Okay. White Hands got himself into trouble, with themself into trouble. While going after the Scorpion, the Crescendo hit them with a rocket, which sounded like a heavy rocket, though I think that might have been out down here. Okay, I'm too far away to help out. Oop, I ran out of time. That was... big-ass heavy rocket. Okay, I'm gonna turn hard and hope for a not collision. This point of collision could help. Nope, we're just gonna make this a bunch of passes. The Rattle Trap has much lighter armor than me. It can survive. It can't survive as many passes, especially if I bring my rockets in, which I'm loath to do. I only have 3 shots. I would like to save those for when an enemy's nice and low on armor. Okay, Rattlesnake's still climbing. I'm gonna bring my speed up a little. And handbrake. Hopefully this'll work. Okay, the Eliminator seems to be stuck. Hard to tell exactly what AI thinks it's doing. Okay, looks like White Hands got themselves clear of the Crescendo. He's turning around. I just need to win my duels. Ideally, all of us would be in range to support each other, but in practice that doesn't always work. Okay, now that I'm nose to tail with the Eliminator, I'm just gonna set my machine gun on repeat fire and blow its butt off. Test roll. I'm gonna keep turning. I'm not gonna handbrake. That has not worked out for me so far. I'm really thinking I need to maybe fire this driver. I hate to do it. I've had him for a while, but it's part of Darkwind. You build them up and then they age or get addicted to drugs or get wounded. Alright, let's open up the elim. I've got damage to his rear-mounted weapons, damage to his ammo, damage to his armor. See, I've gotten his armor down low enough that my heavy machine gun rounds are just going right through it and penetrating into his critical parts inside. Oh yeah. Elim is not going to be able to move, so I'm just going to lower Rattlesnake's throttle to 0. And, well, hope I'm right about the Elam not being able to move. Yep. Interesting, the rattle trap didn't fire this pass. I'm not outside of its. I'm wondering if it's targeting rattlesnake or something. If it is, that makes things easier. Oops. I've got rattlesnake a little too far. Oops, it's hitting the wrong key there. There we go, let's back up very slightly. So I'm not on top of him. Okay. Again, I tried the handbrake trip. I just wasn't going fast enough. Reflexes are hard to break. There we go. Doing nice damage to the Elam. Get that throttle back up. Okay, the Eliminator seems to have located the gas pedal. That's not going to help him very much, as badly damaged as he is. Let's see. Donald Moore. AI names are randomly generated. But with as much damage as I can do to his armor, he's not going to be able to escape me. Alright, 3 of the 6 are now demoralized. And those are all Renshai's kills. Actually have a pedestrian on the field. Let's see. Yep, there's a mutant. Orange skin and a crossbow. Let's see. Okay, the Eliminator's demoralized. I'm gonna keep firing into him because I don't want him to hit Kestrel. I don't want him ganging up on Kestrel. Actually, Kestrel's in a better position to hit the Eliminator's left side and rip it open. Rattlesnake, especially if Rattletrap is on Kestrel, is in a better position to engage the Rattletrap. Okay. The enemy cars are beginning to panic, and I have the option at this point of letting the 3 non-demoralized cars, this Crescendo, the Rattletrap, and the Eliminator, just letting them go. Okay. I don't want to engage the Eliminator head on, so I'm gonna throttle up and sort of angle to the right, run along this ridge. And Rattlesnake is just going to fire into the Rattletrap's flank. screw it. I'm just gonna bring both of my muscles onto the rattle trap and try to demoralize it quickly. There we go. Now I've got Kestrel where I want it. On the rattle trap's butt. Inside its turning arc. No matter which way it turns at this point, Kestrel is most likely going to be able to hit it. Yeah. One thing to note about pedestrians while we're here, there's two of them here. Even if all of the mutant cars demoralize, the event will not end as long as the pedestrians are confident. And they look like it. They're confident, alright. They're hurt, but they're confident. Let's see what happens. Muscle cars are a pretty good choice for killing pedestrians because the main weapons, machine guns, are great pedestrian killing weapons anyway. I'm gonna speed this up and add my light rockets to the mix. Is he trying to get away from me? Is he turning to protect his right side? Not that... He tried to evade, but that didn't really help. I'm just chipping away at his rear armor instead of his side armor, and I might be able to get onto his right side. Oh, yep. Heavy damage to right armor. This is where I normally open up with rockets if I'm not trying to strip armor away on an enemy that's nearly breached, badly damaged, and I want to create a whole bunch of critical hits at once. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, he slipped further away. Alright. The rattle trap is now demoralized. Where's that eliminator? Okay, the eliminator fell down this slope. Okay, I'm gonna stop fire with all weapons on the rattle, because I think its driver has major internal damage. I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. I'm gonna bring my pedestrians, my cars down this slope into this fight. I'm letting the others know I can let the Crescendo, which is the last confident car, escape at any time here. That's typically if other gangers have players that are, if other players have gangers that are bleeding out, or, in a vulnerable position and they don't want to lose their gangers or cars. That is an option to just end the pain. Okay, I'm gonna allocate weapons to the pedestrians. Alright. Gonna slip Kestrel a bit to the left, so my cars are coming in parallel instead of with Rattlesnake's guns pointing at Kestrel's tailpipes. Alright. The Crescendo's taking serious damage at this point. Ooh! That's one mutie very, very down. Gatling guns are great for anti-pedestrian work. You don't end up doing a lot of anti-pedestrian work in Darkwind. Not in the Somerset area where I tend to scout. It's good to have them anyway. Okay, a nice long inner turn pause is usually a sign that the game's about to end, and nope, there's the loot. And here's the loot. One card totaled. Looks like that was the Crescendo Scorpion. That's this scrap metal here in these standard tires. Okay. One thing constraining how many loot cards you can take is how many drivers you brought with you. Each of my cars has a driver and a gunner, so I've got 2 potential loot drivers in the gunners. Let's see. Yeah, the Crescendo's in fairly good condition, so I'm gonna take that. Alright. Looting proceeds round robin, in a randomized order. Everybody gets a turn to take one item. Cars that aren't salvaged can be stripped of their weapons and tires, though this chaser really isn't worth it. Its main gun got ripped up. Its tires are probably... oh, let's see. Oh, good off-road tires. And they're in fairly good shape. Tires are really generally some of the best loot you can get other than cars. And the crossbows from I think that pedestrian who died. Okay, I'm just gonna grab that scrap metal into the eliminator. Everything has to be in a car, and all the cars have to have drivers, or they get left behind when the looting's over. I've got everything I want, so... thank you for coming. Thank you for watching my Let's Play of a Muscle Scout in Darkwind. In-game I am 5th. My gang is the 5th Legion. Look me up if you decide to play. And if you want to learn how to scout with muscles, take a look at my written muscle manual that I've linked in the video description. Thank you.